It's another episode of Reality is where words will come to life. Listen, for all individuals who are involved in prison ministry, this is a 411 that we should make a 911. And I'm speaking from experience. Because recently, I have a relative that was in Cook County for 5 years, right? Was forced to be in a position to plea out, right? But the facts are not the facts. And I understand the end result. But our justice system and the fairness and judging people on their background that they don't have, judging people on the facts and the truth, and then try to skew it to make your case look good, which was the stall. And Kim Fox sitting in the office, and you have repetitive offenders. But to put the bulk of the blame on one person, to read out a whole paragraph of lies and not address the initiator, not address how it turned out to be, is very disheartening to me. And me and the creator, the founder of Sister of the Hood are working on a round table to address these issues, because it's not just men, it's women, and it's only people of color, to break up the family, to destroy the black man. And it's just obvious. And I'll keep saying it till Jesus return. If it's white, it's right. Y'all can't do no wrong. I don't care how the crime is constructed. I don't care what you do. Nothing you do will get the penalty that black people get. So when those states attorney that's supposed to have taken an oath of office, when the judge was supposed to represent the truth, and y'all skew the truth, you disregard the truth, you disregard how things transpire, you disregard who was the initiator, you disregard who caused the narrative to change to make yourself look good. And then for those to be tied in with the person who was the initiator, and then to make it known or to advertise the fact that the person pleaded guilty, which was not a real guilty plea. They was just saving their life for being penalized for something they didn't do. They was being penalized for self-defense. They was being penalized for conceal and carry. They was being penalized for not looking at the case in totality, even though y'all looked at the case in totality, but did not really want to address the case in fairness and honesty and truth. So your oath, your place should be revoked, because you violated human rights, you violated the truth, and you violated your oath of office. And this goes from the state's attorney all the way to the judges. And you all hold the buck of the burden and the bearer of truth. You have manipulated, you have deceived people's lives, you have snatched individuals' lives. Now, we have a lot of institutions out here. We have a lot of organizations that say they're fighting for what's right and truth and fairness in our prison ministry, and to change it around. We have state's attorneys that get into office, like Kim Fox said, even though she's not rerunning, she still holds the accountability of what transpired with my nephew. And I hold your feet to the fire for that one. And I'm forever speak up. And somebody may not like this, and I really don't care, because the truth is the truth. And I understand there's hurt on both sides. I understand there's ownership on both sides. But to make it seem like it was something that is not, I can't accept that. I can't accept it, and I won't accept it. I will not. And I will fight until no end, because these injustices need to be addressed. These injustices need to be dealt with. And I don't understand how in good conscience you all can go to sleep at night knowing how you sabotage and you set up somebody's life, how you created disconnection, and you disregarded all the evidence that was before you, and you didn't look at it for what it was. You didn't look at it for what it was, and neither did you care what it was. In those statements that you read, and the judge, I understand the emotional part of it. I get it. But you judge people's character. Y'all do a point system, which is unfair. And that point system don't mean a hill of beans, because the point system don't work for everybody. And again, if you're not honoring your oath of office, you already violated. You already violate. You're not doing it for the right reasons. And again, why is the prison system filled with majority of us and none of y'all? The insurrection of the Capitol. Y'all not in there. Kyle Rittenhouse, he not in there. Jason Van Dyke, 16 bullets, he not in there. The person who did Breonna Taylor, they not in there. Sandra Bland, they not in there. Laquan McDonald, no. They're not in there. Tamir Rice, no. They're not. Everything we do, we have to fight for our rights. But yet and still, y'all bring these immigrants here and you give them all rights and privileges like we is just trash. And we're not important. We're not important. Our human rights, our constitutional rights is not important. It used to be we are innocent till proven guilty. Now we're guilty. And we ain't got no innocence. We don't got no voice. We don't have no rights. And it's sad. It's sad. So my call out is to anybody who can reinvestigate, who can look at this again, because injustices is wrong on so many levels. And I just can't sit in good conscience and accept the behavior. I can't sit in good conscience and accept what the end result was. I can't. Even though it's bad and it wasn't good. An action gets a reaction, bottom line. And whoever was the initiator of the action got the reaction. Is it good? No, it's not. I'm not advocating that. But I'm advocating right versus wrong. And that's the most important thing in this situation. So Kim Foxx, you need to really dig back deep. And you really look at this again before you leave office. Because that's going to go on your record. And that's going to be a part of your history. It is. Because I'm not letting up. I'm not letting up. Because it was wrong on so many levels. Wrong. And you all know it was wrong. And you say you let your workers do what they do. But if they're not doing good quality work and they're not doing right and they're not being honest and they are sabotaging people's life intentionally because they have the power to do so. And when I talk to other people that's outside that dealt with cases, they say, well, the state's attorney, they skew stuff. They make it fit to get their convictions. That's wrong. That's wrong on so many levels. That's wrong on so many levels. If you're not doing it right, you're doing it wrong. And I'm going to tell you this, God ain't pleased. He is not pleased. And he's in the wiping out mode, for real. So you need to be conscious. You need to be careful. And if y'all can let Tony Preckwinkle's son get away with a lot of stuff, see, and I know this to be true, you watch out for those who's in your circle. Don't care what they do. You cover up the crime. Like the girl in whose relative was a police officer and her boyfriend was doing some illegal stuff. Y'all let her go with a slap on her wrist because she was related to somebody in the police department. Was that fair? No. But you want to ding all the black men, all the black women. And I can't in good conscience accept that and deal with that. And I'm not going to accept it and deal with it. I'm not. And you don't have to like this video. You don't. But for every organization out here that's representing prisoners, we need to step up to the plate. We need to make our voices heard. Because there are people in these prisons that have been sitting there that should not even been sitting there at all. They should have had some grace. They should have had some mercy. And they wasn't given anything. And it's time for a change. And we don't fight for our people. Who gonna fight for our people? Because they seriously don't care about us at all. They serious. And to break our families up, they changed. They done traded the slave boats for the jail cells. And that's just where I'm at. And it needs to stop. And I hold every senator, every Democrat, every congressman, president, vice president, governor, mayors, state representative, aldermen accountable. And state's attorney. I hold you all accountable for these injustices in this system. I do. We got these immigrants downtown tearing up stuff and ain't nobody locking them up. But if it had been a bunch of black people, y'all would have thrown them up under the jail. What is wrong with this picture? So take the stars and stripes off the flag and just make it white. That's all I'm saying. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good one.